Was that the recorder?
Yeah, it just started.
By itself?
I didn't do it, if that's what you're asking.
It wasn't an accusation.
Do you want me to turn it off?
That depends. Will it stay off?
Not if it wants to be part of things, no.
Then let it run. It's just the two of us, and it's not like we can attract any more attention to ourselves at this point, inviting the Snoop God's favourite kid down for a chat.
Hey, that's not fair.
And I guess the end of the world must have left me all snappy.
Well, I mean...
Don't say it. I actually did a lot of work on my anger, you know. Trying to put all the supernatural bollocks behind me. And now my therapist thinks I'm the chosen one.
Yeah, the apocalypse does seem to bring out the weird in people.
Yeah. Speaking of, you and John, eh? Congrats. Took you long enough?
God, I totally forgot. I haven't even seen you since... Well...
Yeah. Not since before John woke up. Before you, cut yourself off.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Look, I get it. I was still full of ghost bullet at the time, remember?
Oh, yeah. I suppose when you think about... I mean... Do we actually know each other? Really?
Melanie.
Martin. So, what'd you do?
I'm actually one of the prophets, chosen to walk the end times unscathed. Yourself?
Oh, I'm the antichrist +1.
That sounds like a rough gig.
It has its perks. Seriously though, how the hell did you and Georgie fall into the prophet thing?
Okay, it wasn't exactly a choice. It just turns out that since I severed my connection with the eye, you know, and Georgie has no fear, we're kind of invisible to all the nonsense out there. We only realised when we finally went out to see what was going on, and saw how bad it was.
Yeah. It's the same outside London. Worse in some places. Though I guess that's down to personal taste these days.
Yeah. Well, we were out and we found this spiral maze. And who did we find inside but Laverne, my therapist. I wasn't exactly going to leave her there, so we grabbed her and legged it. And that's when we discovered that we can keep others hidden as well. Not completely, and not for long, but it's enough to get them here to the tunnels. So once we realised that, we started doing it for more people. Have you had to explain any of this stuff to somebody who just doesn't have the first clue about any of it?
Not often. And it never went great.
Yeah, well, tell you what, you sound like a doomsdaying tarot reader. Hours talking about the eye's ascendance and how it's, you know, transforming the world into a fearful psychoscape and...
They didn't believe you.
Oh, I wish. You know, no. They believed us, but a few of them took it in a bit more of a religious direction, and here we are.
Okay, but I still don't get the whole prophet business. What exactly are you meant to have predicted?
Okay, I said I'd had a vision that it would end.
Oh, right. And, have you had a vision, or... Right.
Look, I know, all right? It was a shitty thing to do, but if you had heard how hopeless they all were, like when we told them all this, that everyone is trapped in, like, never-ending torment forever, I had to tell them something.
I guess.
I hate it. They just keep trying to interpret everything I do. And they keep calling me the blind prophet, which is a whole other thing.
Yikes.
Yeah, It's why we head out so much. Sometimes we actually are scouting or gathering, but half the time I just need to get away. If I didn't have Georgie, I think I might just snap and beat them all to death.
Sounds like they'd probably just thank you for your wisdom if you did that.
Stop. We shouldn't talk about them like this. They are good people.
Sure.
It's just hard not to look down on people when they put you up on a pedestal like that.
So how are you and Georgie doing?
Honestly, well, these were not the early relationship hurdles I expected.
God, tell me about it.
But don't get me wrong. Georgie's incredible. And she's far too good for me, and I only hope she doesn't realize that while there's an apocalypse on. But, yeah. And what about John?
Oh, you know John. He's a complete mess, but so am I, and I think we're making it work. Communication can be difficult when you're on an unholy pilgrimage.
Modern dating, eh?
Nightmare.
Did you meet anyone else out there?
Yeah, loads actually. In fact, we saw Basira and Daisy.
Are they all right?
No, not really.
Oh.
Daisy had kind of gone full monster. And Basira kind of had to kill her.
Oh, that's...
Yeah. So now Basira's on her way, but she's taking her own route. I think she needed some time to process.
Well, I mean, that makes sense, though I'm not sure how much processing she'll manage out there, surrounded by... Oh, I nearly forgot. Careful of Helen if you see her. She turned up a while back and tried to eat Celia.
She was here?
Yes, a few times. Looking back, I was so stupid.
Because you kind of liked her?
Yes. Honestly, I had started to think she was on our side.
Yeah. John killed her.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, she tried to... I wasn't there, but they got into a standoff and he destroyed her.
He can do that? Well, I mean, that's interesting to know.
Yeah, it's a...
Oh, God, I forgot. I promised I'd listen to some of Aaron's latest stuff.
No worries. Do you want some company?
I wouldn't put you through that. I swear, if it's another him, I am going to break something.